Welcome back to the Silver Lining, where it's no filler, no fluff, but we keeps it a buck. Today we're going to be reacting to the Ravens 27-25 loss to the Buffalo Bills. I got my brother Stan in the building. Kurt might join us a little bit later. Stan, how's it going, man?
It's going, man. Well,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a shitty day. That's all I can say.
yeah. I
In
mean,
more ways than one, it's a shitty day. But we'll get through
okay.
it.
Yeah, definitely a tough loss. I, I'm not gonna say I went into the game confident, but I mean I thought we were gonna win. I did. I thought we were gonna win the game for sure. Obviously the big thing here is gonna be turnovers. Three turnovers, drop passes. Just a tough day, tough loss. You can just go ahead and take off, Stan. What's your thoughts on it?
It's almost like it's Groundhog's Day. We was here a year ago, and it was the same thing a year ago, where turnovers. You can't turn the ball over 3 times on the road and think you're going to win a game. It's just not going to happen. And I feel bad for Lamar and I feel bad for Mark Andrews because, again, those are two guys who've been as consistent as guys on this team. We wouldn't be here without those guys. We wouldn't be here without Mark Andrews. He made so many big plays, big catches. The guy works his ass off, you know. Generally considered one of the nice guys, one of the best guys on the team. And now he's got to deal with a bunch of morons giving him shit because he dropped the football. It's like, dude, it happens. These things happen. But the turnovers were killer. Lamar's interception, I don't really blame too much to that because I watched it back and it was more of a miscommunication with Bateman. And he had pressure in his face and he just kind of threw it to a spot that he thought Bateman was and he wasn't.
Well, hold on.
The fumble,
He said after the game it's on him. After the game, he said it's on him. He said that
well,
he didn't read it right. So
well, that's what Lamar does. He's going to take accountability because that's the kind of person he is. He's going to
yeah,
take accountability and take on the blame because that's who he is. He's a team guy, he's a leader. You have to give him credit for that, but
yeah.
the interception was just a miscommunication, I think. And he made it bad. But the fumble was completely on him because again, it was a bad snap by center, and he tries to recover it and tries to make something of it instead of just dirtying the ball and living the play on the next down. Because that's not how Lamar is. Lamar wants to make a play of every situation, and he didn't put the ball away. He was careless with the ball and he knocked it out. He returned it and got points off of that. That hurt them. It hurt them. It really hurt them. But he played his ass off in the second half and put us in a position to win the game. Despite all that, despite the turnovers, despite all that, we still had a chance to win. Didn't happen. Just didn't happen. And now they have to kind of once again sitting here and having people go and say, "Look at the Ravens. They blew it again." The 2000 when the Ravens last won the Super Bowl in 2012, that team went through a 5-year journey to get to that championship. And it was kind of a similar situation where they just ran into certain guys they couldn't get past. It was Pittsburgh, and then it was New England, and they kept knocking at the door, and this stuff would happen, And it was Billy Cundiff in 2011, and then they had to finally burst through, and they finally did. But this team has been going at it since this is almost a 6-year track with this team, at least with Harbaugh and Lamar as leaders, and they just seem like they just cannot get past these the juggernauts of the conference. And again, the problem is that Mahomes and Allen are young; they ain't going nowhere. They're going to be around for a long time. Mahomes ain't never. He's going to be with Kansas City forever. Josh is going to be with the Bills forever. They got to get past these teams. And it's just again the turnovers. The Ravens didn't turn the ball over at all. I think they turned the ball over 11 times during the regular season.
Hmm.
They finished in the top 5 for the least turnovers. They did not turn the ball. Lamar had only 4 picks this year. They didn't turn the ball over. And then here we get to the postseason and they go and do the things they don't care uncharacteristically doing. And that's turn the ball over. And again, Andrews hadn't turned the ball over, hadn't fumbled the ball since 2019. Usually, again, he usually catches everything. And
I think
just for
that's
whatever,
I think that's the toughest part about it is that like I just don't quite know where we go from here because it's like like sometimes you would look at a team like take like the Texans for instance, like the Texans it's pretty clear what needs to happen at this point. Like they've got to figure out a way um to just protect the quarterback better. Their
yeah,
their line just isn't up to par. So they have a direct thing they have to address. I just don't know what that thing is for us. Like, what is it that we directly have to address to get better? I mean, I just don't know because I don't look at that game and say, man, we just don't have enough this. We don't have enough that. Like when you look at that game, man, like, I mean, Josh Allen, 16 for 22 for 127 yards. Like, that's not, I mean, props to him, respect, but like, that's not like some, oh my God, we couldn't stop this guy. 16 for 22 for 127 yards. That's nothing crazy. So, I mean, we kept them pretty much in check. Like,
yeah,
we did not punt the football the entire game. Didn't punt the ball one time, like not once. So it's not the offense, it's not the defense. And I'm not saying the defense had an amazing day because obviously they did get ran on a bit, but again, a lot of this was short fields. It wasn't like the Bills just marching up and down the field on this.
no.
The numbers don't show that. So
They was basically the defensive line got pushed around.
they did in the first
They
half.
got
They
pushed
did
around in the first half. They got pushed around, and
not
they
in the
really got
second.
pushed around. Not in the second half, but in the fourth quarter when the Bills needed to, they did run the ball and were effective when they needed to. I mean, the last possession the Bills had it, they right down, ran the ball. Got in when they got the ball from the Andrews fumble, when they went right down and got the field goal. I think that they probably should have what they should have did when they got down to within the 5 yard, 3 yard line. They should have did a sneak with Allen twice,
They should
and they
have.
probably would have got it in. But instead, they put Allen in the shotgun.
We
He
stuffed
did a
it.
QB draw, and they got stuffed,
We stuffed it.
and they ended up settling for the field goal. So, I mean, look, the defense played well in the second half, much better in the second half. But I think that if you're looking at going forward, the Ravens have got to do the biggest thing is they got no pressure on Allen. They got nothing from Van Noy, nothing from Owe. I don't even think Owe had registered a pressure on Josh Allen. I think Van Noy had one. They gotta get more out of from their pass rushing.
But Stan, with that no pressure, 16 for 22 for 127 yards. That's the stats. That's what
That's
Josh
the stats.
Allen,
Yeah, you're right.
that's what they're saying that's what the MVP did yesterday. 16 for 22, 127 yards. Like that's not insurmountable.
No, it's not. But like I said, the way the Buffalo ran the football was very again, we're not used to teams running the football on us effectively.
They ran it
And they
well.
ran and they ran it well. They didn't have one dominant runner. It was just a combination of all the guys they had with Cook and Allen and Ty Johnson. They just ran the ball very well collectively. But they didn't control the game. They didn't dominate us in the air. Again, it wasn't like early in the season when teams were just throwing the ball all over us.
And
We kept
I'm
the
not
passing game in check.
yeah, I'm not trying to make this into because I understand that football is more than just numbers. I'm not trying to make this into a
Yeah.
numbers conversation, but
Yeah.
the Bills collectively ran for 147 yards. We ran for 176. So yes, the Bills they ran the ball well. They ran it effectively, but again, it's not insurmountable numbers here. This is not. It wasn't a Barry Sanders level day here. Like they ran it well in the
No.
first half without question. We locked them down a lot in the second half. They had some good runs, but we didn't. We locked them down for the most part in the second half.
Mhm.
Like what all I'm trying to say is I don't know where we go from here because I can't point to something and say we need to do this to get better. We lost to the Bills because this portion of our game, we look at the three levels of the game, offense, defense, special teams, one of those was lacking. Which one was lacking? We didn't punt the ball the entire game. I mean, the defense played well.
Well, yeah,
Is
in this game,
what,
in this
what are
game,
we lacking for why we didn't win that game yesterday? Aside from the fact we turned the ball over, like what three phases of the game are we lacking? That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know what we do to go from here.
well, I mean, being without Zay Flowers did hurt them because they didn't have. Zay has an ability to, he can stretch the field, get down the field. He gets open. He gets open. He's open a lot. He can get open. He can create space and get open. And we missed that a little bit. But again, it wasn't like we can sit there and say, well, we had Zay Flowers who would have won the game.
No.
If we had Zay Flowers and we still turned the ball over 3 times, we would have lost the game.
Yeah.
It's just, again, I agree with you. I don't really know where they go from here. Again, the cap situation is what it is. They're going to be up against the cap every year.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do what they always do: restructure contracts, move on for some guys. But I don't know what they do. I mean, the biggest thing that they're going to have to look at is left tackle Ronnie Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to give him a long-term contract with 20+ million a year for a guy who's going to be turning 30? And again, Ronnie Stanley had a good year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to take me that way. He had a good year, but he also was good for at least one holding penalty or one false start penalty every game. And they got to figure out: do we pay him 20 million a year, because that's what's going to be the going rate for starting left tackles in the league is
Right.
about 20+ a year, or do you just draft a left tackle in the first round and start with a young player there? But again, that's a key position that you're now putting in the hands of a young rookie or a young player. Left tackle is the blind spot protection of your quarterback, who you're paying a lot of money to.
Yep.
They have a lot of decisions they're going to have to make over the next few years with guys, even Andrews. And again, yesterday is not that doesn't play a factor in decisions with Andrews. What plays a factor with Andrews is the fact that Likely had a good season,
Mm-hmm.
and Likely is bigger. He's a slight bit faster. He's a big target. I don't think he's a blocker that Andrews is,
Mm-hmm.
but we always run two tight end sets anyway. So they're gonna have to make, again, a lot of decisions they're gonna have to make that every team has to make in
Yeah.
the offseason.
Yeah.
They're
It's
gonna
just
have to make
it's just
decisions.
a tough spot to be in, man, because and look, if the Bills can't slay the dragon next week, then they're going to be saying the exact same thing. Like, where do we go from here? Like,
They'll
we're
be in the
good
same
enough.
exact boat that we're in. They'll be
Yeah,
in the
if they
exact
can't.
same boat, sitting there scratching their head, saying, "What the hell do we do now?"
Yeah.
I mean, the Bills, they were supposed to be kind of taking a step back this season. They
Yeah.
traded Diggs, lost a lot of guys on defense,
Mm-hmm.
and they're still in this spot. They're in the AFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
So again, as long as you have the franchise quarterback and you have a competent head coach, you have a chance. That's the thing. That's the thing for every team in the league going is like, can you hit on the coach? Can you hit on the quarterback? If you have a good coach and a good quarterback, you're gonna have a chance every year. And that's where we are at this point. We have the coach and we have the quarterback. Again, John had them ready to go like he always does. They always play hard for him.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they have got to figure out why we turn what's with the mistakes. Why do we constantly self-destruct? I said this early in the year, and I've been saying it for a while. Our worst enemy is ourselves. We
Yeah.
beat ourselves.
Yeah.
There, when it comes down to it, when we play our A game, I don't think it's a team in the league that can beat us.
Mm-hmm.
We can beat any team in the league when we're playing our A game. The only way we lose is when we beat ourselves. And if you look at every loss the Ravens had this year, what was the common denominator in a lot of those losses? We beat ourselves with mistakes and turnovers and penalties. They are their worst enemy. They make, it's the mistakes, it's penalties, it's turnovers. The talent wise, the Ravens are as good as any team in the league. And if they bring back 90% of this team next year, they'll be right back where they were. They'll be right back to this spot.
But that pretty much never happens, man. Football is a game of turnover, so like
But what I
it's
mean
not gonna
is,
be. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. What I mean is they bring back 90% of the guys that matter.
right.
Your core guys. You bring back Lamar, you bring back Derrick Henry, you bring back Zay Flowers, you bring back Mark Andrews, you bring back Rashad Bateman, you bring back, you know, your defense, you bring back Roquan. Again, that's another spot. They're gonna have to figure out who plays inside with Roquan because
Mhm.
Trenton Simpson was a guy that was supposed to be pegged that, and he wasn't even playing at the end of the season.
Yeah.
He wasn't even getting on the field. And Malik Harrison was out there, and Chris Board was out there. Those guys are good players, but anytime we played teams with strong tight ends, we kind of got torn up in that spot, in the middle of the field. They got to find who's going to play alongside Kyle Hamilton. Who's going to be the guy permanently besides Kyle Hamilton? Is it Washington? I don't know if that's the answer besides Hamilton. And they got to figure out cornerback. Brandon Stevens was picked on all season. Got to find me a better player at that spot. Is Wiggins ready to take that spot? Because again, Humphreys is better served inside as a slot corner and guard in that position. Stevens and Wiggins on the outside, is that good enough? I don't I don't know. It's just
I mean, I
again,
mean, I hear everything you're saying, man. But like when you say, "Is it good enough?" Like, yeah, because it was good enough this year. Like we were good enough to win. We could have won that game yesterday, and we'd be in the AFC Championship game. Like, yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like, is it good enough? Like, it kind of is. Like I can't say I know that Stevens has been picked on a lot this year, but that ain't why we lost yesterday. You
no,
know
it's
what I
not.
mean? Like that's what that's
Yeah.
that's that's what baffles me about this team. I just don't know what we do from here, man. Like this team's good enough. We are good enough, and we just aren't good enough. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's just it's again, that's probably the most frustrating thing about today is that you look back on it. It was the same thing as last year,
Yeah, it's the
Coming
same.
coming out of the AFC Championship game last year, you're coming out of it like, I don't know what the fuck we do. I don't know what we do because this team is good enough to get to this spot. They were good even with all the mistakes we made in the championship game last year. We still was down 7 points with a chance to, if we get a stop, get the ball back and have a chance to
Yeah,
tie the game.
yeah. In the
It's
game,
just it's just
the game
they're
yesterday,
just
three
yeah. They,
turnovers on the road against a great team in Buffalo. And if Andrews holds on to the ball, we go into overtime.
yeah.
Like we're good
It's
enough.
just it's frustrating because even with all the mistakes, they're so talented and they fight that they're in the games. It's a rarity. Again, they said that when the Ravens were down 11 at halftime, that was their largest halftime deficit of the season. They don't get blown out. They don't get dominated. They don't get blown off the field. Like we blew the Bills off the field in week 4. And again, they're talented enough. They're a super talented team, and they were still in position to win yesterday, still in position to win the game, and just the mistakes, the turnovers, the gaffes, whatever you want to call it, it hurts them, it kills them, and I don't know how you fix that. I don't know how you get past that. I just don't know. So I think
Yeah,
that's the most frustrating thing about today is when you dissect the season because it's over, and again, the season ends abruptly. That's the thing about playoff losses. It's over. It's just over. The season's over. You're sitting there, you invest so much in the game, and you just like, if we win this game, we're going to the championship game. Okay, then you lose the game, the season's over, and now you
yeah,
have to it's like shit. Now we got to just dissect the season.
yeah, yeah,
I'm sure we'll do that. Do that another time. A video that another time about just dissecting the season, and it's just
yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know where the team goes from here. I don't know. Like I said, I know they're going to have decisions to make, like every team does. They're going to have tough decisions they're going to have to make with certain guys. But I don't know what they do. I don't know where. I don't know. Again, you would think that Derrick Henry was that's the guy that puts us over the top. That Derrick Henry Lamar combination was just too much, and the Bills kind of contained Derrick Henry
In the first half,
in
bro, but he
in
was
the
getting
first
it
half,
going. He was getting it
and then
going.
they got it going in the second half, and then but
I
then
just
by the end of the game, Henry's not on the field.
I just think that we should have. I mean, it's like it's a we could have run the ball more. Like go Kurt's in the building. What's going on, brother?
Man, what's going on, man? How y'all feeling today, man?
We maintaining, brother. We
I
maintaining.
almost ain't wake up. I almost ain't wake up this morning, man. I almost just stayed in the bed, bro.
uh,
Stayed in the bed.
well,
Oh man.
go ahead, man. Me and Stan have kind of chopped up a bit on it, man. But where you at, man? How you feeling?
Um Disappointed, of course. Lamar did Lamar. Lamar, he messed up in the first quarter. We had two big turnovers. He had a fumble, he had an interception in the first half, but after that he did Lamar. Too many plays left on the field. The Mark Andrews fumble, the Mark Andrews drop, the Derrick Henry play. It was just, I feel like Lamar did in the press conference. I'm fucking tired of this, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same old, same, man. We get to the game and we beat ourselves every time. I'm tired of losing like this, man. Um, I can't say nothing bad about the game plan besides run Derrick Henry. Brandon Stevens, we knew he had to go. I hope he's gone. Um, our defense did, even with that being said, our defense did just about as good as you can against Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had some stops. Um, we got the ball back to our offense. Um, we just got to capitalize, man. Too many plays that we should have executed, man. That Mark Andrews for two, man. That broke my soul, yo. That broke my soul, man. Mark Andrews, like he's been the most dependable set of hands we've had since we've drafted him. You put the game in his hands and you allow him to be the man that you hope that he's going to be, what he has been in his past. So it just was real ugly for us, man. And I'm not sure what we do moving forward that we haven't already done. So we're gonna have to see, man.
Yeah, that's what we all. That's what we both been saying all throughout this video. Is I don't know where this team goes from here. I have no idea where they go from here because again, you can sit there and point to certain teams can sit there and point to, okay, this wasn't good enough. Like Pittsburgh can point to the fact they got a shitty quarterback situation. But what do we point to? We can point to knick-knack things like you said, Brandon Stevens.
Yeah,
We need to
but
upgrade that position.
but
But that's
that's
not why
like
we lost the game
yeah,
yesterday.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's not why we lost. Like it's like I just don't know. Like take like the Houston, like I was saying before you got on, Kurt. Like you take like a Houston Texans, and you say, all right, like they've got to do something about that line. They have to address the line. Like they have a specific thing they can look at and say we've got to improve in this area. Like when you look at that game yesterday,
It's
man. Like
not.
yeah, what
It's
of
not.
the three areas of the games, offense, defense, special teams, what's the one we're lacking that we can point to is why we lost yesterday? And we don't have one. Like we just don't.
No,
But see,
no.
one thing, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it just comes down to one team making more plays than the other. It's not. We
Yeah.
didn't have a bad game defensively. We had some silly ass turnovers. I will say that we had three. Lamar, first half, like I say, is no. We can't give him an excuse for that fumble. Can't give him an excuse for that interception. Okay. But after he had those two turnovers, he played great. Okay.
You did.
And we were still in the game.
Yep.
He had two turnovers in the first half, and we were still in the game. We had a chance to come back. Like every time we did something, something held us back. You know what I mean? It was a really bullcrap defensive pass interference called on Tre'Davion White.
It was. It was.
They was fighting. They was fighting for position. It's a couple plays that you look at and say, yeah. But for the most part, It was the Mark Andrews fumble, and it was the Mark Andrews drop pass, man. That's what it came down to, man. Like it came down
Yeah,
to us needing to make plays. And those are the two plays. That fumble, man, that fumble really killed us, man.
Yeah,
That
that was the
fumble
game.
really killed us, man.
That
yeah,
that was
because the game
that was
was
the,
Like
that was
we
the
was moving.
that was
We was moving the ball.
yeah. Yeah, that's the Zay
Ah,
Flowers of this year. That's the Zay Flowers
yeah.
play of this year. That's you know, um,
catch the
yeah,
ball, man. In the 2 point conversion right in front of you. Right in front of you.
yeah,
A 5, 6 yard pass, bro. That's what
yeah.
kind of make me think it was done on purpose, bro. Like when they say the NFL rigged, that's the type of stuff that
Come on,
make me like think
Kurt.
sometimes. Like,
Yo, Kurt, no.
like,
It's not.
yo, this Mark Andrews. No, I'm not saying it ain't. I'm not saying it is. But I'm saying that's the type of shit that cross your mind when you see that. Like, Mark Andrews dropping a two. You know what I mean? Like, you've been the most dependable hands we've had. Like,
It happens,
that's
man.
how
Look,
we
if you
lose this game.
go back and watch the play, man. It's not the easiest catch, and he slips as he's going to make the catch. Again, you got a wet ass cold field, snow everywhere. He slips as he goes to make the catch, and he's backing up, and he just drops and he bobbles it. It was not the
No
easiest catch in
excuse.
the world. It was not. It was not Lee Evans in the back of the end zone. The ball's in his hands, and he gets it knocked out. It wasn't. It wasn't like that. It was he's backing up in the corner of the end zone and he stumbles and never has his feeding and he just bobbles the ball. It was not as easy of a play as people might make you think it is. But at the end of the day, he's as sure handed as any guy we have on the team. So you expect him to make the play. You just
Bro, he
when I saw the play, when I'm watching the
bro, he
play
got
in
two
real
hands
time,
and his body.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm watching the play in real time, when I saw it, I was like, that's good.
Yeah,
I saw the play, it was a great play. It was exactly the kind of play the Ravens needed to run in that situation to get Lamar out on the edge and let's see him make a play. And again, Andrews was wide open. And the Bills, the closest defender from the Bills kind of breaks towards Andrews and he stumbles as he's backing up and he just doesn't make the play. Again, I'm just not, again, people, look, Ravens fans are not the most intelligent people on the planet, not the most intelligent group. And at the end of the day, I'm just like, yo, we're not cutting Mark Andrews. We're not firing John Harbaugh. We're not. And these are the same
Now let's
fucktards
not
that
go too
wanted to
far. Let's not go
wanted
too
to.
far.
right.
These are the same people who wanted to cut Justin Tucker early in the season. And Tucker, while he wasn't even the issue,
No,
didn't come down
no,
to Justin. When
did
he
not.
needed to make a big field goal, he made it
Nope.
easy.
You made it.
Yep.
So again, these guys go through things. They're human beings. They make mistakes. They're not perfect. Just because they make a shit ton of money, they think that every play, and they make these plays look so easy. That play was not easy. If you look at go back and watch it, it was
Yeah, but
not
it's
the
his job
easiest
though,
catch.
Stan. It's his
Yes, I
job.
understand it's his
But
job.
it's his
I
job,
understand. Look,
Stan. He
look,
got two
my
hands on it.
job.
He got two hands on it. Come on,
Yeah, I get
Stan.
it. I understand.
It
I
might wasn't the easiest catch, but it should have been made.
look. I understand that. I
It
really
wasn't
do.
the easiest,
But
but
I'm
he should have
saying,
got that. Mm-hmm.
yeah, he should have made the play. Should have
Mm-hmm.
made the play. Absolutely, no doubt. Should have made the play. But to sit here and again, I've seen people do this. And we need to cut Mark Andrews should be cut, and I left in Buffalo. I was like, yo, did y'all niggas even forget that we wouldn't fucking be in this situation without guys like Mark Andrews? He making
Yeah, we're not
plays.
gonna go too far.
He's been making plays since he's been here. One of the best short-handed tight
Facts.
ends in the league. And I'm like, bro, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that shit. At the end of the day, mistakes happen. Things happen in football. Plays sometimes just aren't made, and that's just as simple as that. The play wasn't made. It just wasn't made, and I would assure you that nobody feels shittier at this point than Mark Andrews. Nobody probably feels worse than him. And Lamar picked him up. John picked him up, and again, that's what you do. This team has great leadership. I am not worried about this team not being in position to be here next season. We're not the Cowboys. We're not the Jaguars. We're not some of these shit franchises that don't win nothing. You know, we're always in the hunt. we'll be in a position next year as long as health is not an issue. We'll be in a position next year. But the question I have is, are they built to get to the next level?
We
I don't know.
the thing is, Stan. The thing is, Stan, we got a next level team, bro. We really do, bro. Like,
I mean, don't put that play out
oh
there.
my God, bro. Yo, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
uh, yeah,
Because
look at the play. Just look at
we
the.
were talking about if it was an easy catch, man, and we're kind of seeing it here. I mean,
That
yeah,
is it. That's an easy catch, Stan. I don't see what's difficult about that catch, bro.
Look, man, I'm
That's an
just
easy
saying.
catch.
On a
Mark Andrews is
cold.
my man too, and I know we try to give him the benefit of the doubt because he my man too. But that's an easy catch, bro. That's a pitch and
mhm.
catch, bro. JJ can go make that catch right now, bro. Right now. Like, come on, bro. Bro,
I'm
what I'm
just
saying
saying, if
is
you
this
watch
is
the
what we need to
play,
do.
his feet.
This is what we
I'm
need to
just
do.
saying, if you
We need to
He
get rid
does
of
watch the
slip. I
play,
do
we
see this.
need
He does
listen,
slip. Stan is right. He does slip. I do see it.
yeah, it's just it's not
bro,
as
don't matter. He
easy
got
as a
two hands
play.
on the ball. I don't care how much he's slipping. He got two hands on the ball. I don't care how much he's slipping, bro. That's his job, bro. Like I can't. I love Mark Andrews, and I agree. People talk about we need to get rid of him and all this. That's
No,
too much.
no.
Let's not go too far. We're not gonna go that far. Let's just be disappointed and flame him. All right. Let's just be disappointed in Mark Andrews and flame him. Then when the regular season come back, we'll give him a chance to redeem himself. But all that cutting him and get rid of John Harbaugh, that's some dumbass shit. Whoever said that, like that's some emotional ass football fans that can't think logically. Now, if we're gonna talk, do they deserve? Does Mark Andrews deserve to get flamed? He definitely deserves this flame that I got for him. But we're not gonna go too far and talk about cutting him and get rid of him. He can't come back to Baltimore.
No, of course not.
Like we're
Of
not
course
gonna
not.
do all of that.
But
Nah,
at the
let's
end of
not go
the,
too far.
but I do still want to say that, like, look, like obviously Mark Andrews was a big reason why we lost that game. But look, man, Lamar was
Hmm.
lights out in the second half, but that does not erase the first half.
Hmm.
Bad. The interception was
Facts.
bad. The fumble was worse. The fumble literally led to them getting points. They ran it all the way to the I forget where they ran it close to the end zone. So that basically gift wrapped them points. So we can't like the second half was great, but the first half still happened. You just can't turn the ball over that many times on the road against a great team in the playoffs and
And
expect
expect to win.
football gods that is not going to allow it to happen. Um, so the question that I just have for y'all is that, like, where do we go from here? Because I just don't understand. I mean, like, I know we were talking about, the defense having to improve the cornerback position. I mean, but I mean when you look at the stats, it's not like we got lit up in the passing game. I had the stats. I didn't lost the stat, but like, oh, here, Josh Allen, the MVP that people say, 16 for 22 for 127 yards. Respect to him. He did. The bottom line is he played a clean game. He didn't turn the ball over. But
Mhm. That's
127
the
yards
bottom line.
passing to me is not insurmountable. It's not.
And you know what, Bird? I'm gonna tell you what we need to do, bro. I'm gonna tell you what we need to do. We need to have somebody that can talk to Lamar, bro. We need that, like I be seeing him like 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 it seemed like we built like we built up our own monster. Like when he first came out, we was telling him be him, be him, be him. Like I don't be liking a lot of his actions on the sideline. I don't like that wilding out shit he be doing. I don't like that attitude shit that he do. And when he gets like that, when he gets real mad and he gets angry, often gets in his own way. You know what I'm saying? We need somebody like we need. I hate to say this, but we need more leadership. We really do. We need more leadership. We don't need leadership like I'm not saying like we need somebody to teach us how to play, but outside of Marlon Humphreys, outside of Marlon Humphreys, there's nobody that like the defense just stay with the defense, the offense just stay with the offense. Like Ray Lewis and them niggas will pull up on Joe Flacco on the sideline. Like, don't worry about it. Just keep your head in the game. Like when Lamar gets on his Lamar, he sits in the sideline and nobody says nothing to him. They don't come by. It's almost like we can't, like nobody can say nothing to him. That man go out there and throw an interception and sit his ass down. Nobody say nothing to him. He go out there and throw a fumble, get a fumble, and back-to-back plays. Nobody say nothing to him. Ed would have said something to him. Ray would have said something to him. Suggs would have said something to him. We can't. Nobody check him. He cannot be checked. It's like the teammates are afraid to because he the MVP and he got all the money and all of that. Like nobody goes to Lamar and say, yo, pick it up, number 8. Hey, yo, we got your back, number 8. Or Lamar, get that shit together, bro. Nobody. And I get it. He's the man. So, but man, how many times Tom Brady got in the shouting matches on the sideline? Them niggas in New England wasn't playing with Tom Brady. Offensive coordinators then got into it with Tom Brady. Off defensive players then got into it with Tom Brady. Wide receivers thing because they go to Tom Brady in Belichick locker room. Look, if Tom fucking up, y'all gonna say something to him the same way he say something to y'all. Like we don't have that person that can get in Lamar's face and say, "Yo, pick that shit up." So it's like when he gets upset, when he gets in his own way, it's like he just do whatever he want now. And no one can just come to him and say, yo, calm that shit the fuck down. It's the AFC Championship. We don't have that person that can do that to him, bro. And we've always had that type of accountability as Ravens. You see, Peyton Manning then got into it with his wide receivers. Peyton Manning then got into it with coordinators. When Lamar started messing up, nobody says nothing to him at all. He goes sit over to y'all see him all the time with the stale face, man, just sitting there. Like somebody got to be. I feel like we're not holding him accountable. I feel like we're so happy to have him that the coaching staff isn't truly holding him accountable for it. The players aren't because it's like he's a quarterback. Can't say shit to a quarterback, especially not nowadays. Like I said in the 2000s, the Pittsburgh Steelers ain't played with Ben Roethlisberger. You see what I'm saying? Like we can't do that no more. We don't have that certain level of accountability where Shannon Sharp can go to him and get in his ass real quick and get his head right. We don't have that. He goes and sits on the side by himself as if everybody is scared to say something to him. Like, and that's never been the Raven way, bro. We don't have that type of leadership.
I mean, but Kurt, it could be
That
just
man do whatever he wants.
it could be a personality thing because at the end of the day, like I hear what you're saying, but like after he sat by himself, as you said, he came out in the second half and played pretty much flawless football. So I don't really see how somebody go over there yelling him changes anything. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like I hear what you're saying, but I don't see how that fixes anything.
I think what he's saying
But,
is
but
talking
it
about
actually
the
it
alpha.
actually fixes it actually fixes a lot. Let me tell you why. Because I don't think that's happened in our entire locker room. Because we can't do it to Lamar. Like if I'm a defensive player and somebody try to come talk to me, yo, y'all ain't say that to Lamar. Like don't pick on me. So now it's like whatever you do with your leader trickles down through the locker room. So now we got a bunch of guys in the locker room who messes up, and we can't say nothing to them. We don't. What I'm saying is, it needs to start. That needs to be what I'm saying. That type of leadership has to happen on every championship team. It's supposed to be a certain level of accountability on every championship team. And I don't think we have that. That's why week after week is blown coverages. Week after week is a guy fumbling, a guy doing the interception, dumb penalties. We don't have people in locker rooms like Ray Lewis and them niggas. They'd have beat your ass over a Pittsburgh Steelers game, bro. Like you go out there and do your own. I don't think we have that level of accountability in the locker room that we used to. I think it's all like, oh, can't say nothing to the players. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel it got to start with Lamar. Like Tom Brady, no matter what, they shitted on Tom Brady. That man had 5 rings. He go out there and throw 2 interceptions. He gonna come back to that sideline and get yelled at by Josh McDaniels. He gonna come back to that sideline and get yelled at by Charlie Weiss and all them boys. Bill Belichick gonna get him, even though he got 2, 3 championship rings. Why? Because ain't nobody exempt. Now everybody's exempt. I don't think that's why it's blown coverages every week. When they go to film, Ain't nobody standing up and saying, yo, what the, who the, nobody's doing that in our locker rooms. We got a bunch of good guys that are very skilled football players. But I don't think nobody willing to punch each other in the face like they was back in the day when the Raven rivalry, like when the Ravens culture was Ravens culture. Like you wasn't just gonna do anything on a Ray Lewis team, bro. You wasn't just gonna do anything. Yo, hold true to your responsibilities, bro, or we gonna catch your ass after the game. Like look, bro, we're gonna let you have it in the film room. We don't have
Like, I
that
know
no
what he's
more, bro.
saying.
Guys just do
I know what
whatever.
you're saying. What you're saying is you're talking about the fact that alpha male culture that was here with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and those guys, and that John kind of, I don't want to say John pushed that away, but he kind of, that's what
He
happened.
did.
Now again, I don't think that would have had anything to do with the outcome of the game yesterday. But I understand what you're saying because I do
I
think
do.
that the alpha male, that that person that we used to have back in the day, I don't think that exists now. But I do. I think that Lamar is that person, and I think that, like, I think we have guys like that. I think Roquan Smith is kind of like that. I think Lamar is like that. But a lot of guys on the team are not going to get in your face. They're not getting in your face guys. But I think that Lamar is so much a competitor that I'm sure he beats himself up for these mistakes, and he, kicks himself for these mistakes. I think the guy is Lamar right now. I think the team is so. I think they are Lamar's team now. It's Lamar now. He's the guy,
It
and
is.
the team is only going to
It
go
is.
as far as Lamar takes them. And he's the leader. I think he's a leader. He's the alpha male of this team. But there's no other alpha male on the team to challenge him. I mean, again, I think that guys. I don't think it's in the makeup of some of these guys on the team. I just don't think it's in their makeup. But again, I
And
understand I
that does
understand what you're
exist in this
saying.
league, though. That
I
does exist
understand
in
what
this
you're
league. We
saying.
just don't have it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But I don't think that had anything to do with the fact that we lost the game yesterday. I don't think it plays into
I,
guys. I know what you're saying because again, there've been a lot of,
I
but that
know. I
happens on
think it
every team.
does, though. I think it does. I think it does because it makes guys like it used to make us play harder. Like we're no like remember, yo, we was overachievers, bro. Like those teams, a lot of those teams we had great defenses, but a lot of those teams we had was trash outside of the core of our team. Like we had trash players that would overachieve. Let me tell you why? Because they went out there and they was accountable to their jobs. They went out there and they was accountable to their positions, bro. Like these guys are not that no more. Like these guys get holding penalties. So what? Let's just go to the next play. Like we're not like what I'm saying is that 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 environment creates militant minded players. Our guys are just skilled. They're not out there like they're not militant minded. They don't move like as one, bro. It's just like everybody just come do your job. Back in the day, it was like, yo, I am my brother's keeper. It's not like that no more. What I'm saying is that is why we have passing interference calls. That is why we have guys continuously make mistakes over and over. Like that is why nobody can say nothing to Zach or about Brandon Stevens. Nobody can say, man, sit his sorry ass down. Ed Reed would have said that. Ed Reed would have said that. Ray Lewis would have said that. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have those guys that can do that. And the guy that seen him say, sit Brandon Stevens sorry ass down, Nate Wiggins will be seeing that. Like, okay, I got Brandon Stevens spots now. But shit, I see they wasn't playing with Brandon Stevens, so I knew they were playing with me. Like it's none of that no more. That creates a whole different level of football being played. Just that being just that level of competition and militant mindedness as one created like a bunch of overachieving years. We was going 9 and 10 wins with Kyle Bowler and Patrick Johnson as our number one wide receiver. How? Because them dudes knew better.
Yeah.
Because them dudes, but them dudes, they knew better. They knew better. They knew better. Joe Flacco, he knew better. Ray Rice, they knew better. We was overachieving because of the accountability. Now we don't have that accountability. We don't have that no more. So it's like guys are just out there trying to do their job, but nobody's holding each other accountable to their job. So it's like when you mess up, don't worry about it. We'll have a discussion in film and that'll be it. Like, nah, Shorty gotta get it, man. We gotta flame him in the film room. We gotta make him either do his job or not play at all, bro. And we don't have that no more. So we're a soft Raven team. We really are. We soft as shit. Soon as somebody punches back in our mouth, we crawl up in the fucking corner. Like soon as we get hit in our mouth, bro, the boys punch us in our mouth. We start fumbling and dropping balls and shit, man. Like, no, I don't like that, bro. I don't like that. We need to get back. We need that brave. We need a player that's going to bring that Raven toughness back. We need a player that'll say, all right, if Lamar got a problem, he can see me after the game, but I'm gonna let him know what's going on right now. Coaching staff want to suspend me, let him suspend me, but I'm gonna let him know what the feel of the linebacking core is. We don't have that no more at all. And it's creating a softer, we're getting softer and softer and softer mentally, not in terms of how we play. We're gonna always push you at the line and pound the run, but mentally, man, boys ain't got it, man. Boys ain't got they ain't got championship mentals, bro. Got championship skill set, we got championship players, but they ain't got championship mental. And you know what keep your championship mental? A nigga keeping you on your job. And how do Reggie keep me on my job? By holding me accountable, bro. Like I'm trying, I know you. I know it's a trickle down effect of that. That's what presents this soft ass type of football, bro. If you put Ray Lewis, if you just put the Ray Lewis mentality on this Ravens team, the Ray Lewis mentality on this Ravens team, we'd have blown the fucking Bills out yesterday, bro. We'd have ran off. We'd have stomped them, bro. It's just a different mentality with the Ravens, bro, and it gets softer and softer every year. I can't take that shit.
All right,
We
we're
gotta
gonna
get
get
some
out.
toughness.
We're gonna get out of here in a little bit. But Stan, what do you think about this?
I think that they have some. This team is not. There's something there that when it gets to the postseason and it's tight and it's the marbles, everything is on the line. They make mistakes. They make mental errors. They make uncharacteristically dumb plays. Again, Lamar turned the ball over 4 times all season. I mean, picks. He threw 4 picks all season, and he didn't have one game this year where he had 2 turnovers in it, and he has 2 turnovers in the first half of this game. Mark Andrews is as sure-handed as a tight end as you're going to find in this league, and again, no lost fumbles since 2019, and he not only loses a fumble, he drops a pass in the end zone for a 2-point conversion. This is something about this team that when it gets down to this part of the season, they are prone to make mistakes. Prone to make mistakes and make dumb mistakes they don't do in normal games. And at some point, we have to figure out, can we get past that, or is it just a mental makeup of this team? Now, like I said, I think Roquan Smith does a lot is a fiery guy, but again, I don't know if Roquan Smith's going to go up to Lamar and tell him to pick that shit up. You can't be doing that. I don't know if it's a
He's
guy that's going
not.
to get in Lamar's face because Lamar is the guy, but I think Lamar holds himself accountable. I don't think he's going around saying, God, I don't think he went around saying, screaming at Mark Andrews, God damn it, you dropped the ball. I don't think he did that. You
And
know,
I don't think that would be
He
productive
kind of
anyway.
I
did.
don't think
He
it's
kind of
productive either.
did. He kind of did, though. He kind of did a little bit in his press conference. He kind of said a little thing. He was very frustrated. I'm not going to hold it against him. He
He
deserved to
was
be
frustrated.
frustrated. But Stan, what you saying, what's missing? It's the mental. I'm trying to tell you, it's the mental. Iron sharpens iron. There is no iron sharpening iron in our locker room.
Well,
The pressure of the game is
who's gonna
nothing.
fix the
Huh?
who's gonna fix the coaching though and the play calling? Who's gonna like you're talking about the getting in people's faces and whatnot, but who's gonna fix first down and goal at the 2-yard line and you run the ball once and then throw it and get sacked
Second and goal.
instead of
Yeah,
running it, running it,
second down.
running it, running it, and getting it in the end zone. Who's going to address that? Who's going to address going for a
We
2-point
could.
conversion when we don't really need a 2-point conversion in that situation? I don't go for a 2-point. Well, okay, you tie the game in the third quarter. Who cares? There's more possessions to go. Let's just kick the extra point. We just need the points. Who's going to fix that? Like that's just you know what I'm saying? Like I don't. I hear what you're saying, but I don't think that's why we lost yesterday. We just for some reason.
I do think our mental. I do think we wasn't mentally there yesterday. I do think that. I think we wasn't mentally there. Really, bro, we didn't really look mentally there against the Steelers. We just did enough and they was already. I mean, the Steelers was already distraught and over with for them. So they was already dead in the water. We just kicked the casket. But
Kirk, we didn't punt the ball.
I don't
Kirk,
think
we
we
didn't
was
punt the
mentally
ball
there.
yesterday. We didn't punt the ball once yesterday.
But it didn't. This is what I'm
You
saying, bro.
know what I'm saying? Like
I'm getting what you're saying. I'm getting what you're saying, but I'm no. I'm not disagreeing with the coaching, and I'm not saying like I do think the mental aspect would have helped them, but that's not the reason. No, that's not the sole reason we lost. That's not. But that is what will help in these type of situations when we get in those games. Is what I'm saying. To have that, okay. Now the reason we lost yesterday is simply. I'm gonna be honest with you, Reg. It came down to a fumble and a 2-point conversion. I know we all got our picks and chooses over what we think we should have did. And yes, we should have ran Derrick Henry more. Yes, we could have blitzed gaps a little bit more. It's a lot of shit we could have did more. But it came down to two teams and one team having to make it just ends up like that sometimes. Both of those teams played hard yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And it came down to it. We fumbled. Even all that you said, even that you saying we should have ran it and all that, we still had a chance to win the game. Now, if you want to blame play calling, we could talk. We can have that discussion. That's legit because it does come down to game plan. But I think we had a very good game plan. You know, it just mental mistakes, a couple bad calls or a couple bad play calling calls, and mental mistakes beat us yesterday, bro. That's what beat us, bro. Mental mistakes and a couple bad play calls. The Bills are a good team. They're going to force us to do shit that we don't want to do. They're gonna make plays that we don't expect them to make plays. They are a good team. Let's think about what we're talking about. And when you're facing a good team like that, sometimes it's like two good boxes. They both got good defense. They both can counter punch. They both got power. And sometimes it just comes down to who landed more punches. And that's just really what it was yesterday. It's just that we allowed it, from my point of view, it shouldn't even have came down to that if we would have handled our responsibilities like we're supposed to. And we didn't. And a good ass team like the Bills is going to take advantage of that. And we still only lost by 2 points. Played the worst game that we've had all season and still lost by 2 points. So it's like there's nothing wrong with us. It's nothing. I do think we do need that mental aspect, but there's nothing wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with nothing. There's nothing wrong with our team at all. It's just that when it came down to it, they were mentally prepared and we wasn't. There's nothing wrong with our team at all, except for Brandon Stevens and Marcus Williams. They gotta go. But other than that, there's nothing wrong with our team, Rich. Like there's nothing wrong with us. It's not like we're looking like, oh, we need to make big advancements here, big advancements there. It came down to it. We fumbled, right? Twice, right? Drop the 2-point conversion. That's what the game came down to. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with us. I don't think there's nothing wrong with the coaching staff. I don't think there's nothing wrong with Mark Andrews. I'm gonna flame him. I'm gonna flame him all off season, but that's still my guy. But I'm gonna flame his ass for that for a long time. But we do need to have more. Like we need more dogs back in the house. Let's get some more dogs, John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh, you ain't even got to go get all pro players. Just go get some dogs, man. Go get you a Fred Warner type. Like mentality wise, Fred Warner is a mental dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's nowhere in hell we're gonna get him, but I'm saying that type of player. So, but it's nothing wrong with us, Reg. It's nothing we need to fix. We just need to execute properly what we have. That's it.
All right. We can pretty much end it there. Stan, anything you want to say to close it out?
We know what we gotta do. We know we're good enough to get back here, and we'll probably be in a situation to get back next season. But it's just a matter of finishing these games, and they have to finish the games, and they gotta figure that out. So at the end of the day, they gotta figure it out. They gotta figure out how to finish these games, and the talent is there. The talent will be there next season. I have no question that next season the talent will be there. They'll be ready to go. Lamar will be focused and they'll be dialed in. It's a matter of finishing these games. As long as if they can just eliminate the middle mistakes, they can beat anybody. So it's going to be a lot of turnover on the team. There's going to be some changes made. So this sucks, and it's going to suck for a while. But it sucked last year, and by summertime we're back dialed in with the team. So you know,
Right.
like you say,
Right.
football season is over here. So this is when's opening day? That's all I can say at this point. Let's get the birds going. Let's go.
Looking forward to the draft. Hey, we're looking forward to the draft. Stan, we're looking forward. That's what we waiting for the draft
That's
now.
all we can. That's all you can do at this point. Just move on. You know, we'll be back. That's all you can do. But it sucks today. But
All right. We will leave it there. Appreciate y'all for coming through. So to know it's a tough day, so I appreciate y'all for getting up to do this.
no problem, man. Get together
Yeah.
next time.
Peace.